So now that you've optimized your intensity values, we need to show you how to set and capture a Z-stack. So in the software, we want to go to your Z step. We want to set that to 0.2 microns. And then we're going to start to focus up. And all we're looking for is when your sample goes out of focus. So as we focus up, we notice that right about here, your sample goes out of focus in the top range. So we'll go ahead and click the top button. And then we'll start to focus down. And we just keep focusing down until we go out of focus on the bottom. So as we focus down, we'll see that pretty much right here we go out of focus. So we're going to go ahead and mark the bottom. And then we're going to come down to the Experiment tab. And we want to make sure that the type is SI, that sectioning is selected. At focus point when scan starts, whatever this says, you want to make sure that you click the corresponding button up here to that. So this says top right now, so I want to make sure I click this top button. If it said middle, I'm going to click this middle button. And if it said bottom, I'm going to click at the bottom button. Just make sure that whatever this says, you click the corresponding button. It's very critical that you do that. Optical section spacing is always 0.125. The number of optical sections is determined by your sample thickness, and we can get that sample thickness here just by clicking the Get Thickness button. So we click that, it fills in our sample thickness and tells us for 1 micron we're going to get 9 optical slices. So now we need to make a data file, which is down here. We need to click Save As. That's going to bring us to the Data 1 drive. If it doesn't automatically go there, you need to make sure you find Data 1 and click on it. Find your folder within Data 1, and then just give it a name. So we'll go ahead and call this one Test, and we'll click Open. Now, when you're creating your data file, it's very important that you do not have any spaces in that file name or anywhere in the file path. So that's going to include folders that your data file might happen to be in. Just make sure there's no spaces in there. This is saved to a Linux computer, and Linux does not recognize file names with spaces in there. So make sure that's not in there. Anyway, once you've done that and it looks correct, I always go back and double check that I've clicked this top button or whatever the button says. I go back to my top position, and then once I've done that and I think I'm ready, I just go ahead and click the Run button, which will start my Z-stack. And so really that's all there is to setting and capturing a Z-stack on the OMX microscope.